pass happy, wasn't a ton of running in the first half. Was that just how the game presented itself, or was that something you saw coming into the week?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both. You go in there and you think you have some matchups that you like, and I mean, at the end of the day, AJ had 170 yards and Davante had 126, so we saw some matchups that we liked out there, and so I think that's just how we went out today, and and wasn't our best game, as we know. A lot of credit to them. I know that team, that's a really well-coached team. It's a really well-coached team. That team preaches takeaways and protecting the football just like we do. I mean, I've been with him for 3 years. Coach Eberflus a great coach, and they got the better of us in the takeaway margin today. Yeah, obviously you're going to go out and watch it, and I'll have some better insight on that. But, again, give them a lot of credit for the things that they did to make it hard for us on offense. I thought the defense played lights out. I do think Justin Fields is special. He's got some special abilities. I know our quarterback's special as well. But give Justin Fields a lot of love right there, because you see him live, you see it on tape, and you see how good he is, and then you see it up close and personal, and he's special. And that's good for the NFL that two young quarterbacks going at it today. That are going to be good quarterbacks in the NFL for a while. Obviously turnovers, that's the big thing. We'll look at them. I got an idea what happened on 3 of them, but I'll look at them and make sure we'll get the coaching points right to make sure we move on and get better.
What did you see from Jalen today?
Yeah, the weather. It was cold out there, and it was windy off and on. But he struggled a little bit. I mean, that early throw that got him a pick. He just doesn't have a lot of interceptions. So I would say that play was they were knocking on the door back there. I would say that play was a struggle for him, but he just really bounced back and had threw the ball well in tough conditions, and you have to be able to do that as we continue on, right? As we continue on and you play games in the cold, that's a necessity. And it was good to see our guys winning, and Jalen making some really good throws in there to, end the game out. And we had that third down there, and we had a lot of confidence that Jalen and AJ were going to make a play there. And they did in the end of the game with the ball in our hands.
When it comes to his mindset, Nick, Jalen's mindset, like you said, he had a couple bad plays early, but the fact that he perseveres through that and is still, puts it aside, makes big plays in the second half. What's that say about him?
I think he just controls what he can control. He can't control a bad play earlier. He moves on to the next play, and then it's just it's no surprise. That's who this guy is, and we've seen that over and over again. And I've mentioned it 1,000 times. Like the New Orleans play, he has that stone-faced look on his face from last year in the New Orleans play, and then he makes a bad play, and he still has that same look. It doesn't matter. Like he continues to put himself in the moment and learn from the past. And try to repeat the good things and not, and get better from the things he messed up. But he's completely in the moment, and I think that's what great players do.
What about rebounding from all the hits he took?
I'm sorry?
What about rebounding from all the
Rebounding?
hits? Yeah, and were you concerned at all with the number?
They forced us to pull a couple balls, and that doesn't mean you can't run just regular inside zone or not read it on the backside, but yeah, he'll be sore from that. We'll be on a short week, but he's tough, and he took the one. You guys too think like there's some plays that happen, and when you get hit, like one that he got hit on by that linebacker is a great hit, but sometimes when they're square up like that, those aren't the ones that hurt you, and so I know he took a couple big hits, but they were pretty clean shots. He got up and he was good to go, and hey, let's go again.
As a follow-up to that, why was it more quarterback-centric in the running game?
Yeah, I mean that was part of our game plan against the defense that we were looking at. It's not necessarily quarterback-centric. It's you're reading things on the backside, and sometimes just like Fields pulled some too. Like they had I think if you looked at it, they had a lot more called quarterback runs, but then they had some zone reads that they were reading some guys, reading the guy that they were supposed to read, and then so some of it was like that. And then a couple of the called runs where we felt pretty safe with those, and they ended up being pretty safe ones the way we looked at it.
How close was Dallas to going today, and Why did you ultimately decide?
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting there. We'll see, obviously. But he had a good week of practice and the things that he did, and we felt like he wasn't quite ready yet. And when he's ready, he'll go.
Nick, were you guys aware that the Dallas Cowboys lost before you came out here? And if so, I kind of know what your answer is, but if so, what are you thinking going forward?
We found out when we got into the locker room. We won. I went to my office to think about what I was going to say to the team, and then actually Bob and I and Kevin Patula were in my office, and it came up the play with the interception. And so, hey, all we're thinking about is how we're going to make these corrections this week, and we're on a short week. So today's like Monday. So we'll be working to fix the corrections from this game and then get going on Dallas, who we have familiarity with, and they have familiarity with us. We know it's a really good football team. I got a lot of respect for how well coached they are at all fronts, offense coordinator, defense coordinator, head coach, and I got a lot of respect for those players that they have over there. So we're going to have to have our best week of preparation to make sure we're ready to go 1-0 this week.
Did you have a little smile on your face, maybe? I mean, come on, you have to have some emotion.
Well, sure. I don't ever root for any of the NFC teams to win, right? And so, who do I root for tonight with the Giants and Washington? Maybe I'll root for another tie.
Nick, sorry to ask about this on the touchdown run, Jalen's first one. Was that the call, or did he read the blitz?
Yeah, I don't want to answer that.
Oh,
How did the
Sorry.
guys.
the conditions down there, how did that affect the game plan overall? And
That's the first time I ever did that to you. I know caught you a little off guard because usually I got long, good answers for you. All right, so remember all those good answers I've given you in the past.
we'll watch the film and be able to figure it out. I guess Jalen will tell us.
No, I told Jalen already not to tell you.
The conditions on the field, how did that factor into the game plan and the fourth down decisions?
Yeah, obviously the kicking situations are a little bit tougher there, so you take everything into account. You take everything into account as far as when you're going to go for it on fourth down, all those different things. The fourth down we went for was the same fourth down essentially that we went for last week in New York. So it changes it a little bit because obviously the weather changes a little bit, and our communication with Jake and Rick and Brett were good, and we did the things that we thought we needed to do to make sure we put them in a good position to make kicks.
All right, thanks, folks.
All right.